let's edit this photo. I'm going to start by editing it right in my iPhone program. Up here on the right, I'm going to push edit. And then this one I shot in portrait mode, which I'm happy about because what I can do is knock the background out of focus. And you see below that there's a slider that slides this is the f-stop slider. And the higher you go to the right, the more the more in focus the background is. And when you go to the left, the background gets out of focus. It's pretty cool. So if I tap on her eye, it is what is in focus. And her eyes are on the same plane. So I'm going to keep it really shallow depth of field so that everything kind of falls off in the background. If I were to tap on, let's say, this speaker case in the back, I could focus on that if I wanted to. But I'm going to focus on her eyeball. This is something even my fancy camera can't do after I've taken the photo. So this is pretty cool that you can do this on an iPhone. So I have my slider all the way to 1.4 because I like this look where it's out of focus in the back. So I'm going to say done because I don't see anything else obvious that needs to be worked on here. I'm just going to take this into Facetune, and I already have Facetune open, and I actually already brought this photo in. What if I hadn't, I'd push this plus sign up on the right and I would bring it in. But here's my photo. And I'm going to show you a button that I often use right away. It's called Enhance, and it's down on the left, and it looks like a little magic wand. So we push the magic wand, and AI gets to work smoothing out the skin. And then there's this slider here where you can slide it back and forth, and you can see that it smooths out her skin, and it sort of darkens her eyebrows and her eyelashes a little bit. I usually do it somewhere down here at around 50%. Maybe a little bit more for this one. And then when you do something that you like, you push the check mark in the bottom right corner. And then let's see what else we might want to do. I want to show you a few different things. Even though there isn't a lot of retouching on this particular image, I pushed retouch, and I'm going to push heal, and I'm going to come up, and let's say I really didn't like this white spot around the plants. I put my finger on it, go like this, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but let's use the erase one. Let's say I want to erase that. Well, it didn't do anything. Well, let's go back. Maybe we need to use the patch tool. Let's try that. Let's try the vanish. And I'm going to rub it here on that white spot and see if it gets that white spot to vanish. It did okay. Some of this stuff you just have to kind of experiment with. And since it's a phone app, you kind of don't know for sure. That looks pretty good to me. Let's see the before and after. This little spot on the right towards the bottom, if you click on that, you can see that white was a little bit distracting, wasn't it? And now it's gone. So cool. Okay, so we're going to push the check mark because we're done. And then one thing that I often do is I go to adjust. That's that one in the middle. And then I push edit. And then I slide all the way down here and I find the vignette. And adding a little darkness to the edges of a photo kind of brings your eye towards the middle and really puts focus on that baby's face. So I like to do the vignette. I kind of feel like we could brighten this photo a tiny bit. So I'm going to click on brightness on the left and bring up her face brightness just a little bit. Well, it's bringing up everything, but oh, she's so precious. And I would say that's a good edit. I think we're good there. I'm going to push the check mark. Maybe a little bit of a crop. Not that much. But maybe a little bit less of that white. Let's see. We'll center her. Do check. And then the before and the after. See that? It just gives a nice polished look. Before, after. And then, excuse me, then you push save, and it brings it right back out into your photos. Looks good.